Hello, my beautiful people. This is Pratima from Saute and Contour. Yes, I changed my blog name. I hope you guys like it. Please do comment down below if you guys really like it. So, today I'm going to be making this homemade Italian donuts called a Bomboloni. And I absolutely loved filming this video and making this. This recipe is so easy to make, that you cannot go wrong. So the first thing I've done here is that I have actually stuck the recipe and the ingredients on my wall, because when it comes to dessert, I really do that. So here I'm going to be taking warm milk and I'm going to be putting yeast mixture to it. And then I am going to put a little bit of sugar. You can avoid the sugar because there is sugar in the milk that will help the yeast to rise, but I am going to put extra sugar just to give it an extra boost so that the yeast can feed on it. And now this is when you know when the yeast is alive. It's bubbling, it's moving, it's puffing up. And now I'm going to be starting off with the dry ingredients, and I think I've got 2 cups of flour with a little bit of lemon zest, and for this I'm going to add the eggs, the butter, and I think I've already added a little bit of sugar in the yeast, so I'm not going to add any more sugar here. So I'm going to add or put on the yeast mixture to the dough, and I'm just going to use my dough hook attachment to my hand blender. You gotta mix this for like 10 minutes straight. That's right, you heard me right. Your arm will hurt, your hand will hurt a little bit, but trust me, it gets easier and lighter once the dough is well combined. It only seems difficult at first, but it is so beautifully blends into it emulsifies the whole thing and it creates a beautiful dough. If you guys feel like the dough is a little bit wet, I like a sticky dough. I feel like if the dough is sticky, then the donuts come out a little bit more softer. But if you feel like you guys want to add more flour into it, please go ahead and add it. So you can see here that the dough is coming together. Keep on going for 10 minutes straight. This is really worth it. You will really find results in the end. So now we're going to start off with the vanilla cream filling, and over here I'm going to be using sugar, a little bit of milk, cornstarch and egg yolk. So with a little bit of butter, and I'm just going to whisk them until they are combined. You might find the lumps of butters, but don't be alarmed. The second you put that into the nice warm milk mixture, it will immediately melt. So here to the milk, I am putting it on a really low flame. I'm going to be adding half a tablespoon or 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, since this is a vanilla cream pastry. And you need to let the milk simmer, not boil, simmer. Once you feel like the milk is warm, then I'm going to be adding my cornstarch mixture to it, and I'm going to keep whisking it till it becomes thick. Please do not take your hands off this time, otherwise you're going to be finding small lumps of cornstarch in your vanilla cream pastry, and you do not want that happening. So keep whisking and keep constantly whisking till your cornstarch becomes a little thick, which you'll get to know in a little while. You can see here that the mixture is thickening, so this is very crucial now, do not take your eyes or your whisk off the pan. Keep constantly looking and see. You can see how it's thickening really nicely. It's becoming really nice and shiny. So you gotta keep whisking until they become a little thick, not too thick. Do not boil it, Otherwise, the egg yolks will just become scrambled eggs and your vanilla cream is just going to curdle up. You can see here that the custard is already done. The vanilla pastry, actually it's called a custard, but this is already done. Make sure that you cool this down completely before you pipe it in the bag. I have a plastic bag and I did this once and it really melted. So I think I'm going to allow this to cool down for some time and then pipe it. So once I'm done with the custard, I'm going to check on the yeast. Yes, it has doubled in size. And since I have a sticky dough, I am going to be greasing my hands. You can grease with butter or shortening or vegetable oil. And then I'm going to make them into small balls so that they can rise a little bit more. And I'm going to be putting a cling wrap on them so that they can rise. So next, moving on to the cinnamon sugar, I'm going to be adding the cinnamon and the sugar. It already gives the donut a nice smell, and it already looks like as though you have a store-bought donut. The next I'm going to be, once it's completely cool, I am going to be piping my custard into the piping bag, and then I'm going to keep it ready because the next step we're going to do is be frying the donuts. You can see that the donut balls have risen a little bit in size. Now it's time to fry them. Fry them when it's just turned a little bit brown but not burnt, not golden brown. I'm talking about the actual brown color. So once they are done, you can actually keep them aside on a cooling rack. I put them on a cooling rack and allow them to cool. Now this is the time where you actually dip your donuts into the cinnamon sugar mix and give them a nice, bathe them in it. Now in order to fill the vanilla cream, the custard filling, so I'm just going to poke the donut with my knife a little bit and go down a little deep, and then I'm going to be adding the vanilla filling in it. So when you put the filling inside, the donut is going to swell up a little bit more. When they swell up, you will know when to stop. So this is my final results, you guys. Look at the creamy texture that the custard has got. And this, you can also keep it in the fridge and heat it in the microwave overnight. It will still taste the same. And this is so nice to make. I could not stop eating. My husband ate a bunch more. That's why we have only a couple of donuts left. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back to my channel, you guys.